Question 1. Which of the following statements correctly compares the means of data set A and data set B? So data set A is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the mean would be 4, right? Just the central value. And data set B is 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4. So let's just add these. 4 plus 3, 7 plus 3, 10, and 2, 12, and 2, 14, and 2, 16. Divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's going to be 2 point something, right? So the mean of data set A is greater than the mean of data set B. What is the median of the 7 data values shown? So when you have an odd number of data values, let's say n, then the median is n plus 1 by 2th value. So in this case, that would be the 4th value, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So 3. The table above shows the number of students at each high school who completed school. No student attended both schools. Of the students who completed a summer internship in 2010, this should be completed a summer internship. Okay. So of the students who completed a summer internship in 2010, which of the following represents the fraction of students who were from Valley High School? Okay, so 2010, the number of students who completed the internship was 140, and from Valley High School was 65. So 65 by 140, option B. The line graph above displays information about the number of high school students who completed summer internships for the years 2008 through 2012. What does the graph represent? Okay, so this is, okay, we need to compare it to the value. So 2008, 87, 80, 75, 76, and 70. So these are values for foothills, right? If you look at the table above, then these values correspond to foothills. So the number of students from Foothills High School who completed summer internships. Option A. Which of the following statements are true about the number of students who completed summer internships for the 5 years shown? The mean number from Foothill High School is greater than the mean number from Valley High School. Okay, so if you look at the values for Foothills are consistently greater except for the last year. So mean for Foothills will definitely be greater than mean for Valley. Yeah, so option 1 is true. And the median, let's compare the medians. So median here would be, let me just write them in descending order. 87, so this is for Foothills. 87, 80, 76, 75, and 70. So median for Foothills is 76, and for Valley, it is 82, 76, 65, 54, and 44. So for Valley, it's 65. Yeah, so the median for Foothills is also greater than the median for Valley High School. So both 1 and 2 are true. The figure shows the lengths in centimeter of the edges of a right rectangular prism. The volume of a prism is LWH, where L is the length, W is the width, and H is the height. What is the volume of the prism? So 6 into 2 into 3, which is 36. Of the registered voters in the city of Bella Vista, 45% cast votes on a proposed school budget. Of those who voted, 68% voted to pass the school budget. What percent of registered voters voted to pass the school budget? So that would be 68% of 45%. So that would be 0.68 times 0.45. So let's plug that in. So that comes to 0.306, which is 30.6%. The scatter plot above shows the precipitation in millimeters during a month in a river basin at different altitudes. Within the river basin, the slope of the line of best fit for the data is 45. Which of the following is the best interpretation for the slope? So the slope is change in y divided by change in x. So 45 would be the change in precipitation in millimeter for every increase in altitude of 1 kilometer, right? So it's not minimum or maximum. For every increase of 1 kilometer in altitude, the predicted increase in precipitation is 45 millimeter. There are n non-fiction books and 12 fiction books on a bookshelf. If one of these books is selected at random, what is the probability of selecting a non-fiction book? So probability of selecting non-fiction would be non-fiction divided by total books. So that will be n divided by n plus 12. Option B. Number 10, at an award ceremony, each of 460 students was called up individually to receive an award, and their names were called at a constant rate. In the first 5 minutes of the ceremony, the names of 20 students were called. At this rate, how many minutes did it take to call all 460 names? So you're going to talk about time, right? So 20 students, it took 5 minutes, right? So one student would take 5 by 20, which is 1/4 of a minute. So 460 would take 460 by 4, which is 115 minutes. Option D. The function g is a linear function with g0 is equal to u and g2 is 3u, where u is a positive constant. Which of the following defines gx? So I can say gx is mx plus c, where m is the slope. So the slope can be 3u minus u by 2 minus 0. So that's 2u by 2, which is u. So the slope is u. And the y-intercept is also u because the value of the function at x equal to 0 is u. So g of x would be ux plus u. Option C. If x is the solution to the equation above, what is the value of x minus 3? Okay, so if I take 2 common from this, then I get 3 into 2, 6 times x minus 3 minus 11 is 4 times x minus 3 plus 6. So when I take 4 times x minus 3 to the left-hand side, I get 2 times x minus 3. And 11 plus 6 is 17. So x minus 3 is 17 by 2. The population density of Iceland in people per square millimeter of land area increased from 2.5 in 1990 to 3.3 in 2014. During this time period, the land area of Iceland was 1,00250 square kilometers. By how many people did Iceland's population increase? Okay, so population in 1990 would be area, which is 1,00250 times 2.5, and population in 2014 would be 1,00250 times 3.3. So the increase would be the difference of these two. So that would be 1,00250 times 0.8, right? So if we plug that into the calculator, let's do that. 1,00250 times 0.8, which is 80,200. So that's the amount by which the population increased. Which of the following is equivalent to the expression above for all x greater than 1? So the numerator will just become x plus 4 and the denominator will become x minus 1 because the square and the square root will cancel out. So root of x plus 4 by x minus 1. Each dot in the scatter plot above represents the height x in feet in the high jump and distance y in feet in the long jump made by each student in a group of 20 students. The graph of which of the following equations is a line that most closely fits the data? Okay, so let's try and get a sense of how the line will look. Yeah, not that probably. Let's draw another one. So probably something like this. Yeah, something like that. So let's say we're working with, oh, all the options are the same here. How did that happen? So let's just work with what we have here. So if I work with, let's say 1, 4 and 3, 10, then my slope comes to 6 by 2, which is 3. Yeah, so my slope is around 3.3. So I can work with that. So let me take it as 3.3. And what about my y-intercept? Yeah, I can just write y is 3.3x plus c. And then I can work with 1, 4. So then it would be 4 is 3.3 plus c. So c is 0.7. Yeah, so 0.82 would be the y-intercept. So my equation would be 3.3x plus 0.82. So these are not correct. The shaded region of the graph above represents all possible distances in miles that a car can travel along a certain road in T hours if the driver obeys the minimum and maximum posted speed limits and drives without stopping. Which of the following systems of inequalities best represents the shaded region where 0 is less than or equal to t, which is less than or equal to 3? Okay, so we need to basically look at distance and time, right? So if you, let's say I work with this, right? This now, this right here, then here it's halfway, so it's 120, right? So the lower speed limit would be 120 by 3, which is 40. And the higher speed limit would be 240 by 3, which is 80, right? So D can be between, yeah, D can be between, D is greater than 40T and less than 80T, okay? So D is greater than 40T and less than 80T, option D. Okay, so I think we'll stop here for this video and we'll do the remaining questions in another video. So let's grade this. So question 1, DBBAC, DBBAC, number 6, ABDBD, ABDBD, okay, 11. 11 is CBDCCD. Okay, 11 CBDC. Okay, so there should be C if the options were correct, and D. Okay, great. So we got all right.